So you want to go to Egypt? Here is my list of 5 awesome temples to see in Egypt. Today, we're going to talk about 5 great temples to see while you're in Egypt. Now, in October, I am going to be running a tour of Egypt with Tutku Tours, and it's a great tour company, and they talk about that whole relationship between ancient Egypt and the Bible. So they take you to some of the best sites in Egypt that are relevant for our study of the Bible. And if you want to find out more about that, you can see the link below. And if you want to support this channel, please consider becoming a Patreon member and buying my current book. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Your subscriptions help us in ways you can't even imagine. So, let's get into this. 5 awesome temples to see the next time you're in Egypt. Temple number 1, Karnak. This is the largest temple site in Egypt. The complex covers 200 acres and is one of the longest running temple sites in Egypt's history. It was established in the 11th dynasty and continued into Roman times. The Egyptians considered Karnak to be the center of the universe. The site has 10 pylons and a number of satellite temples, including a marvelous temple by Ramesses II and Herihor. The site also has an open-air museum that has several bark chapels that have been reconstructed and some of the finest examples of hieroglyphic inscriptions. I will warn you, however, that the site is big, so carry with you lots of water. Temple 2, the Ramesseum. The Ramesseum is the mortuary temple of Ramesses II in West Thebes, and it is an underrated gem. The temple is marvelously crafted and has some very interesting reliefs. It has a very cool relief of the Battle of Kadesh and a really interesting bark chapel. Plus, the mud brick storage silos date to the time of the Israelite Exodus, and these storage silos are among the best preserved in Egypt. This alone makes the Ramesseum well worth seeing. Temple 3, Abu Simbel. This temple is located near the border with Sudan. It is remote and a pain in the butt to get to, but well worth seeing. It has magnificent colossi, but it is also wonderful on the inside. It has fantastic scenes of Ramesses II's Battle of Kadesh. And also don't forget to check out the smaller temple as well, the Temple of Nefertari. If you go to Abu Simbel, most tourists show up in the morning and leave by 1 p.m. This is because that the road closes at a certain time. I would recommend spending the night there. That way you can take your time enjoying the ambiance of Lake Nasser and enjoy some of the most astounding night skies you will ever see. Temple 4, Dendera. This is the only Ptolemaic temple on the list, and it is awesome. It was the temple to Hathor, and it still has its roof and retains most of its paint. This is perhaps your only opportunity to see a temple as it might have originally appeared with all its color intact. And there are many unique reliefs at Dendera. Beneath the temple is a chamber where one can see the alabaster chamber of secrets. This is where one can also find the so-called Dendera light bulb, although it is actually a lotus pod, not a light bulb. And you can go onto the roof. And for a small additional ticket, you can stand on the pylon and look out over the temple complex for an amazing view. Finally, Temple 5, the Temple of Seti I at Abydos. This temple is my favorite. It has so many unique features. It has the king's lists of Seti I and a bark chapel that shows the greatest diversity of barks in all of Egypt. It has several amazing chapels, and the temple has an incredible, almost spooky vibe. There's a stairway that goes up to the back of the temple where you can see the Osirian. Hopefully, someday they will clear up all the cobras and open the Osirian up to tourists, but that will be sometime in the future. Nearby is the satellite temple of Ramesses II, which has some interesting stuff well worth seeing. This is a wonderful temple that is simply amazing, and it is the best preserved temple of the 19th dynasty. Anyway, those are my picks for 5 amazing temples in Egypt. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you found it interesting and educational. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Ancient Egypt and the Bible.